your second big break, and he gave me my first big break.
I love it.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's awesome. But that's what happened. But I'd love to do a play with you.
Let's do a play, bro.
All right.
Let's do a play, yeah? I'm talking, that's his better half is over there. Hey, so mate, so, you know, I'm also just curious. You know, I wanted you to tell the story of the necklace in jail, and which is one thing just overall, man. Is I'm really curious right now how you're feeling. Something you and I have kind of talked to
Judaism.
about, like about Judaism, man. But I feel like it's an interesting time right now, like with that, like, you know, Kanye said, and with this stuff that's like kind of out there, and you know, one of the first stories you told me is a story of like how you got in trouble when you were locked up with your chain, and then today you told me the story about the guy up because he made fun of the rabbi, and I'm just wondering, like, can you just talk a little bit about like your sense of Judaism and your sense of like how you feel about it? I don't know. I mean, like, do you feel any certain type of way right now about like the state of anti-Semitism?
Yeah. I feel like anti-Semitism is the only thing that's okay now. That's what I feel. That's how I feel. Watching or reading the trades and the news articles and things like that, it's like, man, it's like Jews are the one people that you could bash on and then put out false propaganda on online, and people believe it because of social media, because you post something and it's out there for millions, and then you get a TikToker with 20 million followers to repost it, you know what I mean, just because somebody told him to, and now you got a bunch of young people that don't understand what they're following. Also, oh yeah, like Jews are bad. Oh yeah, they control the media. Oh yeah, they control Hollywood. No, they don't.
Well, it's that self-fulfilling.
At least I wish they did. I would have had a lot easier time kicking indoors in this motherfucker to get a job.
But it's that self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Like you say, you go out there and you make these kind of comments, these racist, anti-Semitic comments, and you say Jews control everything. Then you get kicked off a platform for it, and then you say, see, they control everything.
And I don't agree with that either, right? I don't agree with that either.
Tell me.
I don't agree with people losing the right to speak on anything or having their platforms revoked. I don't agree with any of that. That's not me.
That's not America.
No, that's not America. You could say what you want to say if it's, you know, people have to deal with the consequences of what they say. Just like when you commit a crime, you got to deal with the consequences of committing that crime. And even if you don't get caught, you got to deal with the moral consequences and the consequences in here of doing that. But as far as people like losing their privileges to speak and express themselves because they might have said something wrong or did something wrong, no, it's f***ed up. Do I think Kanye's f***ed up for what he said? Yeah, I do. I think he's a brilliant dude. Like, honestly, I think the guy's a genius. You know, like musical genius. I don't think he's a genius with that, you know, him. But he's a great musician, among other things. But no, I think he missed the mark there. I think a lot of people missed the mark with that stuff. I see a lot of being shared about Jews in particular that I don't agree with. But who the f*** am I?
And
I'm
how?
A stunt guy that became a writer. Nobody gives a f*** what I say.
Well, you know, I give a f***, bro, and I think people do, and I
man, I'm gonna tell you one more story real quick. I'll tell you about a dude, NFL football player. I was working at Jersey Mike's, right? 10 years ago. 11 years ago. I had to get a job because of parole. I get a job at Jersey Mike's, streets of Woodfield in the suburbs in Schaumburg. I'm the guy that asked you if you wanted your sandwich Mike's way, right? And then, for real, check it out. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to put him out there like that. But a football player came in.
Famous football player.
Kicker, came in. Right? He came in golf attire. I was a fan, right? And I started bullshitting with him. What's up? I said, what's your handicap? He goes, I'm a scratch golfer. I said, oh, nice. Good for you. Now the kid next to me, this young Korean kid who I was friends with, he's like, oh man, he comes to the country club that I go to. Oh my God. I said, well, mother, a closed mouth don't get fed, dude. Ask to be his caddy. He's like, you think so? I said, yeah, do it. So he was down there ordering his sandwich, right?